Welcome to the Emisarios Unidos de Luz channel. If you enjoy this near-death experience story, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel.
Now let's start with the story.
I was suffering from long-term depression at that time of my life when the NDE occurred. The depression I experienced at the time amplified feelings of hopelessness, and in my despair, I prayed to God to heal me, to transform my life, and to help me understand why evil exists in the world.
I felt a strong urge to fast during that time, so I began a week-long fast.
During the second week of the fast, I felt a heightening of my senses, and my sense of smell became so intense that I could actually smell all of the chemicals in things like dish soap and even preservatives in food and medication. The veil between the world of the living and the world of the dead began to thin, and I began to see menacing shadow-like apparitions appear.
Those apparitions, I believe, were the embodiment of negative energy, and their spontaneous appearance would scare me, causing me to lose nights of sleep. With my body depleted from the fast, what felt like interminable fear began to consume me, and in my despair, I would cry out to God to beg Him to rescue me.
One night, as if in answer to my prayers, a light suddenly appeared in the darkness of my room, and that light lifted me out of my body and propelled me through the darkness of a black vortex or tunnel. As I levitated upward, I experienced an irrefutable and enigmatic lightening of spirit, such that the higher I levitated, the lighter of spirit I became. As I ascended, I could feel the overwhelming love and compassion that emanated from the angels and light beings that surrounded me, and in their loving presence, I felt as though I was enveloped by the presence of God. In that timeless realm, that realm of peace, the questions of my heart were being revealed even before I had a chance to formulate those questions. In the realm of absolute peace and love, I became one with the origin of all creation, and as one with the effulgent source of all creation, I am, was the thought that echoed throughout eternity. I could feel my whole being explode with boundless love as I became one with the Creator and with creation itself, and in that experience of being one with creation, I realized that creation itself was the declaration of being of a boundless and divine love that echoes throughout eternity. I realized also that we as the many are united as one with the first thought and as the first thought. We, as the many, unify into the singular, infinite mind of God, and it is from that singular form that multiplicity is given birth. In our freedom of creative self-expression, I am becomes we are, before merging back into the singular state of I am as one universe ends and another begins. We, as many, are, in truth, elements of the one eternal being, the boundless and eternal divine love that creates and is creation itself.
From my elevated vantage point, I saw that our very questions about life create life itself, and that our lives and our experiences create the answers to those questions.
I could see and feel that every being and every life lived is in essence a spiritual journey, the goal of which is to evolve in our definition and expression of love. I saw that the innocence of our hearts is marred by the flawed perceptions that darkness engenders, but in emerging from the darkness, our hearts reflect love more beautifully than ever before. I saw that the various sojourns of the spirit are an opportunity for growth and that the evil manifested by our thoughts is now starting to fade. I saw that we as a collective have evolved in the way we give and receive love, and that the time was fast approaching that we would emerge from our cocoons to experience life from the vantage point of our true selves.
Why me?
Why was I the one selected to be shown the vision of our future?
Why was I given such a gift, I wondered.
Because you asked, was the answer I received from the divine presence like a jolt to my heart. It was in that instant that it all made sense, and instantly I understood the timeliness of the evolution of every being throughout the endless universe. In the midst of the divine presence, I began to ask questions, and it was in the asking of those questions that numerous reality bubbles began to appear around me.
How many realities are possible for one soul or being? I asked the divine presence.
There were an innumerable number of reality bubbles connected to a single star, the divine presence replied. As I began to think about the bubbles of my own creation, those reality bubbles appeared before me like familiar friends, and I realized in that moment that every bubble I had created still exists and that part of my energy still exists inside each of those bubbles of space and time.
How in all of these bubbles am I not still trapped when there is no apparent way out of them? I asked. Each bubble is a present reality that you accept, the divine presence responded.
I understood that the experiences of life would lead me to create another bubble, and when I left one bubble behind, a part of me would always remain in that bubble and would stay with it as long as the universe to which it belonged existed. I understood that each bubble had a world inside as real as my current reality, and that some were dark and filled with chaos while others were peaceful and tranquil.
What purpose do the bubbles I created in past lives serve in my current reality? I asked the Divine Presence.
Your current reality allows you to create and even recreate situations or circumstances built on the foundation of past experiences or past lives and the wisdom contained therein. Each bubble, although it exists beyond your current awareness, unconsciously influences your current reality. The bubbles of the past or past lives are still a part of you, and each bubble represents a facet of your current self, the Divine Presence explained.
How many lives or opportunities to advance will I be given? I asked the Divine Presence. There is no end to the opportunities you will be given.
Reality bubbles, or bubbles of space and time, are ultimately places to learn from, and you experience some heavenly and some hell-like bubbles, all of which reflect the reality of your making, the Divine Presence replied. Why are there beings who, lifetime after lifetime, create bubbles of darkness? I asked. Free will is the only way for a soul to finally choose love, although some will not choose love even after many lifetimes. Because you choose to reincarnate out of love for one another, love will eventually transform even the most mired souls, the Divine Presence replied. I saw how we collectively created a new universe and how our love held that universe together. I was shown how the new universe will eventually contain many galaxies that we create together.
I saw the central sun of one galaxy as a portal to God or to our new heaven.
I saw that the planets of the new universe were all unique and provided us with so much adventure, but that our main planet, which was bigger and more beautiful than Earth, was our true home. I saw that we would live in kingdoms, and each kingdom was a day's journey apart. In one of the kingdoms of our new home planet, I saw my future self and heard myself speak poetically, in a language expressed so beautifully that it sounded like a song. In the vision of our new home planet, I saw that we regard each other as flawless beings and as beings with memories of the beauty experienced in our past lives. I saw that we experienced a oneness with each other and a deep appreciation and complete faith in one another founded upon the inherent sacrifices we made for each other in our past lifetimes. I saw that each person was our greatest soulmate, that we shared immense love, and that we kept nothing secret from each other. As I beheld this future, I remember that I could barely contain my emotions and the love that I felt. I saw in the future that there was no death, and that each planet was like heaven on earth. I saw that we would move between planets, allowing our souls to evolve in a new and exciting way. I visited the planets of the new universe to experience the unique beauty of each planet.
The shores of the one planet I visited had pale pink sand speckled with glistening pale yellow sand.
On that planet, I saw vast oceans and the most beautiful reefs. As I sat on the beach and looked upward, I saw that the sky was lit by a dim purple star, which gave off a warm light that filled the horizon with a pale purple hue, a sky even more beautiful at night when I was able to see the stars.
I was ready to rest for a season, and I was given the choice to return to the source light. I didn't want my experience of the new universe to end, yet I was excited to see my loved ones again. From far away, I was able to see the new universe grow with new stars and solar systems, all connected by our light.
I saw that the new universe was shaped like an hourglass, with one side being the current universe we live in now, the other side being our new universe, and each side separated by the great I Am.